very quickly I want to go into giving you some of the ayat. Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salatu wassalam says that Surah Fatiha has shifa in it for everything, illa al-maut, except for death. It cannot prevent death, but every other illness it has a cure for. Surah Fatiha में सिवाय मौत के हर चीज़ का इलाज मौजूद है. In another tradition, the 8th Imam Islam says, even if you see a dead person become alive because of Surah Fatiha, do not be surprised. Okay? So Surah Fatiha has a cure for everything. Now, obviously you need to be pure. Your dua sometimes not accepted because of not eating halal and not being sincere at times. So eating halal is the key for any dua to be accepted. So the key for the du'as to be accepted is eating halal things. Eating anything haram is an obstacle between you, is a hijab. Haram things, a hijab between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They form a hijab, a veil between you and Allah, and therefore your du'as are not accepted. So eating halal is extremely important. So Surah Fatiha. Now if a person is ill, then it is highly recommended that they perform wudu themselves and turn towards Qibla, facing the direction of Qibla, sit down with wudu and recite 70 times Surah Fatiha on themselves. Okay? Surah Fatiha 70 times. 70 martaba Surah Fatiha wudu ke saath Qibla ru baith ke apne upar padhein. Any illness, whether be stress or any other illness, any illness will be cured because of Surah Fatiha. Okay? Now, if a person is ill and they cannot, then continuously 40 times, any person who is visiting them, they should recite Surah Fatiha for them. 40 मरतबा अगर कोई भी किसी मरीज को देखने जाए तो वो 40 मरतबा सूरह फातिहा उन पे पढ़ें, it'll be beneficial. If you cannot do 70 times or 40 times, you're in a hurry, then ask all the people that are standing there to divide Surah Fatiha, if there are, and then tell each one to recite 7 times Surah Fatiha or 14 times, या 14 दफ़ा या 7 दफ़ा Surah Fatiha. जितने अफराद मौजूद हैं जल्दी सब पढ़ें, इंशाअल्लाह बच्चा या बड़ा बुजुर्ग उनको फ़ौरन सेहत होगी. If you are very ill in hospital, you have no chance to do anything, just recite Surah Fatiha as much as you can. So Surah Fatiha is extremely important. If a person cannot have any children, then recite Surah Fatiha 41 times every day after Namaz Fajr in the morning with wudu facing Qibla for 40 days. 40 days continuously, 41 times every day. 40 दिन मुसलसल 41 मरतबा हर रोज़ सूरह फातिहा पढ़ें. Now, if you just go through the verses and surahs about different illnesses, then I would need hours and hours, and then I'll still not be finished with all the ahadith that we have about different surahs. So I'll only focus on the Surah Fatiha, and for different things, what are the names Allah has given. So Surah Fatiha is extremely important for many different things, and the number of times you recite it also matters. How many times you recite Surah Fatiha for how many things. Now, if a person is ill, Surah Baqarah has Ayat al-Kursi, and in Ayat al-Kursi there are 2 names of Allah. Allahu la ilaha illa huwal Hayyul Qayyum. Hayy, ever living, Qayyum, ever established. Hayy, हमेशा जिंदा रहने वाला, अल्लाह के नामों में से नाम है. Qayyum, हमेशा कायम रहने वाला, जिसको कभी ज़वाल ना आता, उसे कहते हैं Qayyum. So if a person is ill for spiritual illnesses, stress, mental illnesses, and also physical illnesses, 174 times Ya Hayyo Ya Qayyum. 174 दफ़ा या हय्यो या क़य्यूम पढ़ें किसी भी बीमारी के लिए, चाहे जहनी हो, नफ्सियाती हो, रूहानी बीमारी हो या जिस्मानी बीमारी हो. तो 174 दफ़ा 174 times या हय्यो या क़य्यूम is extremely important. Now people who are ill, terminally ill or long-term illnesses like chronic pains, cancer and other things, they should read 70 times Surah Fatiha on water and keep it. चाहे अगर आब ज़मज़म मिल जाए या बारिश का खालिस पानी हो या जनाब अब्बास अलैहिस्सलाम की अगर कब्र का पानी मिल जाए या कोई और पानी मिल जाए, हज़रत अलैहिस्सलाम के कुएं का पानी, कोई भी special water if you get पानी मिल जाए, so get that water, recite 70 times Surah Fatiha. Okay, so especially if you have Zamzam, or अगर नहीं मिलता तो फिर बारिश का पानी. अहादीस में है don't take water because it is not pure, it has a lot of chlorophyll and it goes through process. Take rain water. अहादीस में है पानी जो खुसूसन बारिश का पानी, especially around March. March is coming now. So about 30-40 days before the 21st of March Nowruz and 30-40 days after. तकरीबन 70 दिन 35 दिन बिफोर 35 दिन बाद के नौरोज़ का पानी जमा करें और उसी पानी को पिएं, उसको सर में डालें और उसको पीने से सारी बीमारियां दूर होती हैं. Pure water. So in and around Nowruz, the water around 20, this year it will be because it's a leap year, 20th of March is Nowruz, so before and after it, if you collect that water, rainwater, and recite 70 times Surah Fatiha on that water, and keep that water, keep mixing new water in it. Don't let it finish, and keep drinking that water which has Surah Fatiha. Now there is a Japanese researcher who has carried out research on water, and he says that the water that had Quran recitation on it has different molecules. And if you say the name of shaitan or bad things or different dirty songs, then it has a completely different, the molecules change. The shape of the water molecules change. And he's shown in his research. So Quran has a special effect on water, especially Surah Fatiha. So 70 times Surah Fatiha. If you cannot do, then 40 times Surah Fatiha on water. And don't let that water finish. Keep mixing new water on it. And that will be very good for any heart disease or any other illnesses which are long-term illnesses. Now, there are many other, if you see there are utensils, umuman katore hote hain, Iraq and Iran. You can get them from Iran or Iraq that has Yasin written in it or Ayat al-Kursi. Ayat al-Kursi and Surah Yasin. Surah Yasin, Ayat al-Kursi or Surah Fatiha. Any of these are excellent. If you, when the water touches those writing in that pot, it has an effect on you. If you can, ahadith say use za'faran to write Surah Yasin on a plate. Yes? You don't have to put the Arab, just write Surah Yasin on a plate with za'faran. Wash it with water and drink that. It will be good for any illness. Yasin ko za'faran se लिख फिर पानी से धो के पी लें, किसी बीमारी को इंशाअल्लाह ताला क्योर होगा. Yasin is known to be qalb of Quran, the heart of the Holy Quran, qalbul Quran. If you cannot write Yasin, then write Ayat al-Kursi or Surah Fatiha. But Yasin is obviously longer, more difficult, but otherwise Surah Yasin, if you cannot do, then Ayat al-Kursi or Surah Fatiha. So write it with za'faran, wash it and drink it. It will be very important. Many scholars have gone into devising for every passage of Joshin-e-Kabir, they have said for one or the other illness. Okay? For all the different illnesses, one passage of Joshin-e-Kabir is important. If you look at Maulana Sayyid Farman Ali's version of the translation of Surah Joshin-e-Kabir, he goes into each and every passage what it is useful for. Now, reciting Quran on its own is extremely important. Just keeping the Holy Quran with you and glazing at the Holy Quran is extremely important for your eyes and for other things. Quran says honey is very important. Many of the scholars in Najaf believe that all the Maraji and ulama who use honey on regular basis, especially in breakfast, and they don't eat it just raw but cooked, meaning either in hot milk or hot tea or anything like that, and mix it, just 1 spoon, and drink that, and then you will, their organs did not age so quickly, or aging process stops. Slows down. So all the organs, eyes, heart, everything will be, it basically slows down the aging process and it cures them. I had a chronic cough. I had a major surgery, most of you know who know me from before, in 2006. And after that I had a cough. So I went to my GP. They said, take this medicine, an antibiotic course. Did not cure, went back again. 6 weeks gone, the cough is not going away, so they gave me another antibiotic stronger, then they gave me this medicine, that medicine, sprays, nothing. 6 months, so then they sent me to the hospital. The hospital said, you probably have pneumonia, x-rays, they said you don't have it. Then they said, okay, you still have the cough. So then they checked me for tuberculosis, TB, they said you don't have it. Then they checked me for bronchitis, you don't have it. And I was getting more and more worried. 1 year gone and I still had this cough. So I went to America and California. They went through all the tests again. They said, we don't accept anything from Britain. In Los Angeles, they went through all the tests. And at the end, they said, you don't have anything. All your lungs and everything is clear. I said, I still have the cough. 1.5 years gone. Nothing. Went to New Jersey, an ENT specialist. He put a tube through my nose all the way into my lungs, checked. He said, you've never smoked? I said, Alhamdulillah, I never smoked. Everything is clear. I still have the cough. all the tests carried out 3 times, and I still had the cough. Over 2 years gone, and I continued, and one person said, did you have a surgery? Did you ever have a... I said, yes, 2006 I had a surgery, so over 2 years now I've had this cough. So they said, sometimes in a surgery, what a surgery does is it also kills all your good bacteria. Not only just the bad, but the good bacteria. And you need the good bacteria. So I said, what do I do? They said, I have an article. Medical science does not have a cure for it. But a herbal medicine expert, a Chinese herbal medical expert has said that if you use honey, then it cures it. So he said, get the small bee honey, choti shahad ki makhi ka honey le le. 1 month I used it. In the morning and at night, within a month, my cough was cured. Went back to my GP and they said, we need to know the medicine. I need to put it on your records. I said, I use honey. So they were really astonished and they said, no, that's not possible. You've had treatment for over 2 years. I said, when I stopped all the treatment, because I didn't believe in the medical system anymore, at the end, after 6 months, someone told me about honey and I started using Manuka honey from New Zealand and it cured. And now I regularly use honey every morning and it has changed everything. The last thing I want to say, the Holy Quran also says about water. We have made everything, وَجَعَلْنَا بِالْمَاءِ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ حَيًّا. We have made everything alive because of water. Medical experts all around me, but 70% of your body being water. Some German medicine experts have said that using water in a special way cures. And then I had lost so much weight, 22 kg, I had become underweight and become, I had low blood pressure and I would drop at times because of becoming anemic and losing so much weight. They started telling me that I need to drink water, 2 glasses in the morning and then, 1 glass and every so many hours. I need to complete 1.5 to 2 liters and that helped a lot. So the Quran also says water is extremely important in your life. And unfortunately in Europe and in North America we don't drink water. Because it's so cold, you don't feel thirsty, you don't drink it. But the Holy Quran says water, and especially whenever you're drinking it, say the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim or Surah Fatiha or something, Ayat al-Kursi, and drink it. That will have special effect. Even if you're in a hurry, then say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, and that water will be completely different. Imam Rada al-Islam says, last hadith, and because my time is finished, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil faraj. That Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim is closer to the highest name of Allah than your, the black part of your eye to the white part of your eye. Meaning they join together. So if you use Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim all the time, then you will see changes. Whenever you get up in the morning, say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Before you go to sleep, Bismillah ar-Rahman. When leaving the house, Bismillah. Before food, Bismillah. Before drinking, Bismillah. Before studying anything, say Bismillah. Before everything, say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. And it has huge impact. So there are so many ahadiths on Fatiha and Bismillah that if you make a habit, you will see all of those changes. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين وصلى الله على محمد وآله